Turns out I actually did get Leviatine back to the healing machine before he fainted from poison, so that's good. Also, while I was on the way there and back... Oh, you have a modest nature. Anyway, Mary got a full heart gauge. So, yeah, but... Oh, that is... Oh, I wasn't planning to use Mary, but that's really tempting. But anyway, you might notice here that I have 2 empty slots on my team. I went back to the PC and got rid of 2 of my Pokemon because there are a couple of Pokemon coming up that I do want to use on my team, so I want them added to the party as soon as possible. I have Maripia even though I've already purified it fully because I want Thunder Wave, basically. And you have the first thing that I want. Cipher Carbol. And he has a Carvanha and a Magnemite. So let's go with these 2. And one of them is a Shadow, and it is the Carvanha. That's why I got rid of Spheal earlier, even though I still think Spheal is a great option. I'm going to go ahead and Thunder Wave the Carvanha. Just be very, very careful attacking that Carvanha. Carvanha has some of the worst defenses in all of Pokemon. It is Deoxy's attack form level frail. So even not very effective moves will still do severe damage to it. So I'll just reiterate, be extremely careful. You really don't want to use anything super effective. Like Thundershock will one-shot it. But even things that are neutral or not very effective, you've got to be really careful. Only use the absolute weakest of moves against the Carvanha. Because seriously, you will be in serious Speaking of being in serious trouble, I don't want Thundershock to end up redirecting into Carvanha, so I'm going to... You know what, I'm going to try for one of my Premier Balls. This may not work, but like I said, I'm trying to avoid Thundershock potentially redirecting into the Carvanha if, say, Flareon crits the Cider. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Carvanha gets. Carvanha and its evolved form Sharpedo are the very definition of glass cannons. In fact, Carvanha is even tied for the worst special defense of all Pokemon. Calling these 2 frail is an understatement. Sometimes even not very effective moves will do massive damage to them. Because of this, their ability Rough Skin is not all that amazing. It's good on bulkier Pokemon, but, well, these 2 are definitely not bulky. Can be amusing when opponents use Fury Swipes on you, though. Putting that aside, Carvanha and Sharpedo are Water-Dark types, with stats geared towards mixed sweeping. Great attack, and good special attack and speed. Sadly, both their stabs are special, and they don't learn that much in the way of physical moves this gen, but they're still not terrible at special attacking. Carvanha takes a little while to evolve at level 30, but even unevolved, its attack stat can compete with evolved Pokemon, which is pretty impressive. Carvanha hits the hardest with Shadow Blitz out of almost everything we've seen so far. But putting Shadow moves aside, Scary Face is not that good, but regaining Bite is great, especially since this Carvanha comes with the Black Glasses held item, which boosts the power of Dark moves by 10%. You regain Water Pulse on Purification, which is also amazing, seeing as, with the Water-type curse in this game, this is the best Water-type move you'll ever learn. And additionally, Carvanha and Sharpedo don't learn any Water-type moves by level up at all. So having one on your starting moveset is really valuable. Once again though, you're stuck with the pretty subpar Refresh as your exclusive move. For level up, Carvanha is notable in that it learns Crunch much earlier than most Pokemon do at only level 22. An 80 power move that early is nothing to sneeze at. Slash at level 33 makes use of your better attacking stat. Taunt I'm just listing because not many Pokemon learn that by level up, and Agility can kinda help, though it doesn't really need it. For TMs, Sharpedo combines Water-type standards like Ice Beam, Blizzard, and Rain Dance with some physical options you might not expect a Water-type to get, like Earthquake and Rock Tomb. For tutoring, you have Double Edge and also a bit of a support move in Icy Wind. In general, I'd recommend going for a mixed attacking moveset on Sharpedo. It's pretty much designed for it. Carvanha and Sharpedo are glass cannons, but if you use them right, that is, keep them away from anything powerful with super effective moves, they can do some really major damage. So yeah, I do plan on... Oh, he had another Pokemon anyway, so I... Oh yeah, because Pokemon with a status don't grayed out, and I mistook that for a fainted Pokemon. So I didn't even need to worry, but regardless, I call the Carvanha, that's fine. I'm going to be using the Carvanha as my main water type / dark type for this playthrough, so hopefully that will be interesting. Hopefully that will be very interesting, because, yeah, I've never really used a Sharpedo on my main team before, even though it's a Pokemon that I really like personally. It is extremely frail though, so that could come back to bite me. I'm a little worried about how that's going to go, but obviously I want to send the Carvanha in right after this. You're content just to not use water moves on me, and that's good. Also, you might notice that you used Water Sport earlier, I think, and that has a new animation now, which is cool. Most non-attacking moves didn't get new animations, but the ones that did have some pretty cool ones. And Psyduck is gone. And this Remoraid is pretty much a, well, fainted Mon walking, or floating, swimming. Would be more accurately describe this. I am losing my grip on words at the moment, but I have a Carvanha and that's fine. Everybody's like, yeah, feel free to just look around. You beat me, so you've earned that. Although he was probably speaking sarcastically. Oh, you're still paralyzed. Pfft, forgot about that. Don't... This is a waste of a full heal, because I should really just be going back to the healing machine, but I don't want to go back to the healing machine. Yes, I'm being lazy. Also, this Carvanha is holding something. It's got black glasses, which are not going to help it until we learn any dark moves. So, this is a dead end. And up here, there's the healing machine from before. But this is where that door that didn't open from one side was. This is probably going to be another researcher gauntlet that's not essential. Okay, who is Cipher's big man? Master Greevil. That sounds like someone pretty important. Last time is probably the Colosseum incident. No, especially since we just learned the name of possibly your boss. Klotz, really? Welcome to our performance of Thick Jack Klotz sits in the stocks and gets pelted with rancid tomatoes. If anyone gets that reference, I'll be surprised. I got a little bit of heart gauge out of that. Snubble and Kecleon. Carvanha actually had a water move, which is very unlikely because they don't learn very many water moves. Well, they don't learn any water moves by level up in this generation. I suppose I'll just end with the Snubble. Carvanha should be doing decent damage with Shadow Blitz. Oh yeah, if it hits a Kecleon, Kecleon's not going to turn into Shadow type or anything like that. They're just considered essentially typeless moves that happen to be super effective against everything that is not a Shadow Pokemon. I still like the way that works though, it does play into the theme of Shadow Pokemon being the ultimate weapons. Oh! We did want to come in here. That is a Shadow Shroomish, and I'm so glad that's the next one that we find out to Carvanha, because that's another Pokemon that I want for my main team in this game. So I made a good call in freeing up 2 party slots, though that means that I'm now going to need to focus on purifying 2 Pokemon. I'm not going to use Ember on that Shroomish. Yeah, let's just go for the Shadow Blitz. Kecleon will now become a Fire type. Oh yeah, it does have really good special defense. I keep forgetting that about Kecleon. I don't really need to worry about Carvanha being hit for super effective damage from, at least not from the Shroomish, because the Shroomish will have only Shadow moves. Now that Shroomish actually has some very important moves that it regains through purification, so that's why I want to get this Shroomish. But if you're wondering about it possibly being a Spore user, you may be disappointed. I mean, it can be, but I'll save that for the bio. Also, we're currently been binded. I still like, I don't know why both wrap and bind feel the need to exist at the same time. Because they're pretty much the exact same move. One of them just has different accuracy, I think. Oh, I thought Kekleon would feint to that. I should have aimed for the Kekleon with this, but that's fine. I know that the anime often confuses the two. Like, at one point it had a Steelix using one of them that it couldn't learn, but the dub changed it to the other one, I think. Well, that could paralyze me. I shouldn't have said that. Wait, no, I'm thinking... It's Astonish, not Lick. Oh, right. I just realized Rough Skin. I should probably... I guess I'll just enter you now. I mean, I would have switched out to Marik for the Thunder Wave anyway, but I should be doubly sure to switch out to Marik here because I don't want this thing knocking itself out with Rough Skin. I need to watch out for that too, because if I'm going to be using the Carvanha / Sharpedo on my main party, I've got to watch out for it against Shadow Pokemon, because Shadow Pokemon are much better about not knocking themselves out in this game, because most Shadow moves don't have recoil, but against the Carvanha... Anyway... Oh, well, that's fine. I didn't need Thunder Wave. I'm just going to go ahead and use a... Let's go for a Premier Ball, just because it's a Pokemon that I might want on my team. This might not work, but if it does work, I'll have a cool looking sending out animation. Can I get me a Mushroom? 1. Nope. You really did not want a Premier Ball. That basically did nothing. Getting reverse mode when you're at full heart gauge is never a good thing. I want to tackle it, but I don't want to critical it. I'm going to go ahead and go for not the Great Ball, I'm saving that. I'm going to go for... Thundershock is not risky, but I am Modest Natured. I'm going to go for it. It's probably not going to KO it. I don't want to speak too soon, though. Or this could just catch, and I could be fine anyway. 1, 2, 3. Shroomish get. Why couldn't it have been the Premier Ball? Shroomish is a very odd mushroom Pokemon. Starting out as your standard Mega Draining, status abusing grass type, but becoming almost an entirely different Pokemon upon evolution, and that's pretty soon at 23. Its evolved form Breloom is a grass fighting type, with an insane attack stat, but mediocre to bad stats and everything else. Plus, its typing gives it a pretty major weakness to flying. But it's this Shroomish's starting moves that make it very special in this game. Mega Drain is meh, but then it'll regain Stun Spore, a good status move and an alternative to the Thunder Wave uses we've seen earlier. But it really shines when combined with the move that this Shroomish regains on Purification, False Swipe. False Swipe is a 40 power physical normal move that leaves a foe with 1 HP if it would knock them out. For serious battles this is useless, but it is fantastic for catching Pokemon, and in this game catching Pokemon is a big part of trainer battles. Also, unlike Colosseum, you don't have to worry about Shadow Pokemon knocking themselves out with recoil when they're at 1 HP. Oh, also blah 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 XD exclusive move refresh blah blah, not that good, moving on. If you're using this Shroomish, you will want to use False Swipe Stun Spore to make an excellent catching moveset. Wait a minute, Stun Spore you say? Surely you want to use a different status move on a Shroomish, right? You know, that one fantastic one that it learns? Why haven't you mentioned that? Well, if you've been reading over this bio, you'll probably know, but let me just say it out right now. Yes, Breloom can use Spore. Yes, Spore is an amazing move. But the only way to get Spore on it is to keep it as a Shroomish until level 54! In my opinion, not worth it at all. You're expected to be at exactly level 50 for the final boss. So by the time you can actually use the Spore False Swipe combo, not only will there be almost no Shadow Pokemon left to use it on, and you will have had a terrible unevolved Pokemon for the whole main story, But also, there's another Shadow Pokemon you get a little over halfway through that starts with Spore and False Swipe. So yeah, don't do that. Evolve this Shroomish into Breloom as soon as possible, because then you get Mach Punch immediately on evolution. This is a fantastic move on Breloom, because it makes up for its low speed stat. If you want a fighting move with more power, you'll also pick up Sky Uppercut later on. As for TMs, really you just want Sludge Bomb and maybe Bulk Up. Giga Drain is not that worth it on Breloom. As there are no physical grass moves in Gen 3, I'd recommend dropping grass entirely once Shroomish evolves. Speaking of Gen 3, Breloom also lacks its two amazing abilities in this gen, being left with just the Mare Effect Spore. That being said though, Breloom is still a very good Pokemon to use in XD. It's the earliest user of False Swipe obtainable, and it has a status move too, making it an excellent catcher. And its attack is insane for the point that it evolves at. Even the 40 power Mach Punch is going to be hitting absurdly hard with Breloom early on. So it's two things in one, a catcher and a fighter. The lack of Spore outside of sheer insanity might turn you off from Breloom, but I wouldn't say so. Its only competition in that regard, in my opinion, comes a little too late in the game to outclass Breloom. And thus ends the rancid tomato pelting. Yes, he is actually an ancient Manakee who just looks like a kid. No. It's kind of interesting. The protagonist doesn't know what she looks like, but only the player does. And he's running away. And I can see a sparkling glint on his desk. Also, the other guy is just content to sit there. For now, though, you're also paralyzed. You know what? I probably need to go back to the healing machine. I'll just grab this and then I'll go back to the healing machine. Obviously, it's the ID card that we need for the elevator. I guess I'll swap you out for Orson. And Orson actually does have an item this time. What do you got? Full heal. Huh. I mean, that's good, but I was going to go back and heal anyway. Aye. Yeah. Oh, also an item that I would have missed before. Another Great Ball. They're being a bit suspiciously generous with these Great Balls. There's a reason for that. Oh, and we can't get back. I need to go all the way around. Okay, so even though we have a next destination, I want to go and check out here. Hi there, Ceiling Peon. That's also creepy. Nopia. It's like Utopia, but not. Nopia. Even though apparently Utopia means no place, but... Anyway. I actually really want to get Shroomish's heart... You really like being sent out into battle, that bodes well for me. But I really want to get Shroomish's heart gauge up, because it relearns some very, very good moves. There's Wrap again. Well, that missed. Orson is just barely at level 18. That was not a pun. That was not a pun. I just realized that sounded like one, and I was like, oh no. In my head, right after I said it. Pounds! That move that Jigglypuff has to use for recovery in Smash Brothers. Because it's normal. Well, I mean, it doesn't really need a normal up B move because it can float a lot. Anyway, I just want to try and finish you off. That's actually a good thing facing Shroomish, because it means that you're not going to potentially trip Effect Spore. Effect Spore could also potentially screw me over later in the game if a Shadow Pokemon hits me and poisons itself, so I'll need to watch out for that. That was a lot of experience too. Dunsparce. Didn't expect to be seeing that here. Well, you are kind of a normal type user apart from that Chimecho. Chimecho isn't a grass Pokemon, it's a psychic Pokemon, according to that one bit of unused text from Colosseum. Still really don't know what the implications of that are, or who the Shadow Grass Pokemon King would have been. I still think that he was an early version of the Deep King. Why why a Chimecho? And, like, there's no evidence of a Shadow Chimecho in the unused emails, so... Not really sure what that would have been. Guess a lot of you seem to be using Defense Curl, too. Metal Claw can potentially raise attack, but it's not really the most reliable way of countering Defense Curl. Dunsparce would like to rage. It's obviously not as effective as the rage that I'm referencing. That kind of rage would be kind of ridiculous. Actually, no, it wouldn't really be. That kind of rage is more like moves like Thrash or Outrage, except those moves don't reduce the damage you take, and I've lost Return. So I had to go for Metal Claw. And, well, at least we still get to see Jigglypuff deflating. Ah, this Dunsparce is just spamming a lot of annoying statuses. Okay, so I fall asleep soon. I should end this battle before the sleep kicks in. I don't have to use another item. Oh, if sleep does kick in, though, I just have to use a call command. Don't even need an item to cure that. It's not often that I find myself having to use call to cure sleep, because sleep isn't really all that common in this game. Or Colosseum. And we have defeated Nopia. You are criminals and you kidnapped someone we care about, so... Well, I mean, it's not like we have a search warrant or anything, but, then again, kids in the Pokemon universe do whatever they want. She was guarding a full heal, which would have been funny if I actually had been put to sleep and I needed to use that. And nothing else. But at least that battle gave us good experience. So, only thing left to do is to use the ID card and open up that lift. While I'm here, though, I should probably use the healing machine again, just in case. Okay, so here we go. Here's the elevator we needed, and it's a good thing we already battled the guy in here, otherwise we would need to now. So it was good to get that out of the way earlier on. Down we go. Into the dark depths. Not really. Okay, so, up those stairs is a very, well, not exactly dangerous battle. I forgot you were still in reverse mode. But it's a battle that can be kind of tough, so let's go. Yep, here's the professor. Make a persuasion roll. Sorry, I've been watching Critical Role lately. Yeah, it's interesting. Naps does seem a little bit more sympathetic than your average Cipher member. I'm Seth, I'm here to rescue you. Yes, yes we did. So, it's time to battle Cipher Peon, he's no longer a spy, Naps. And his team is actually kind of tough. He's got a Murkrow and a Rhyhorn. They're all decently leveled too. I've never really thought about it, how Naps is one of the more sympathetic Cipher members. It's interesting, because I didn't really notice that much when I first played. Anyway, I regained that at the perfect time. I'm gonna go for Metal Claw anyway, because Rhydon is kind of bulky. Horn, that's not a Rhydon, obviously. Okay, yeah, Murkrow is pretty fast. I'm not surprised that he moved first. Pursuit, though, is special in this gen, but Murkrow has decent attacking stats in both areas. Go for Metal Claw on you, and the Mega Drain should finish you off. Like I said, I regained it at the perfect time. Oh, nom 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 nom. I drained 4 health orbs instead of just 1 from regular Absorb. Yeah, his Pokemon are worth pretty good amounts of experience too. Slakoth. I know that a lot of people say that it should be pronounced Slackoth because it's like a pun on Slackoth, but I always call it Slakoth. I'm not really sure why. I suppose Shadow Blitz is probably my best option here. Or could give Carvanha a bit of attention. I'm pretty sure I will be nicknaming these Pokemon once I actually start, well, once I actually purify them. Please tell me that was aimed at Shroomish slot? Nope. Because you're hitting very hard with that Pursuit. Right, let's hope I hit very hard in return. Not punning. I accidentally punned again. I need to stop doing that. But yes, I hit very hard with return in return. No pun intended again. So, okay. I need to heal you. Just a little bit, but I don't want you to faint because that would reduce the power of return. Oh, joy, that's a great move to be regaining. Heck. Yeah, no, you'd be... So yeah, that is why Carvanha is stupidly frail. That was just, I mean, I know that was a stab peck, but that was still peck. And that took exactly half my health. Yeah, this is going to be quote-unquote fun going forward. Once Carvanha evolves, it's marginally less fragile. I think Carvanha has some of the worst defenses of any Pokemon, period. Speaking of which, I'm actually going to switch Carvanha out right now. I'm going to go into Spheal, because I've got a super effective move against both targets here. Yeah, I decided to keep Spheal because, I don't know, Spheal's almost purified, and Spheal is still pretty effective. Okay, good, doing half health here. Scrap! I think it's Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal that has Scratch as Scrap. I think isn't like their move like called Fire or something that's actually Water Gun? It's confusing like that. Mud Slap! Once again, that's a great move to be regaining. Especially since it's physical in this gen, not special. But I mean, I suppose it's an okay option against the Beldum, although I really feel like I'll be doing more damage with Water Gun. I had to look up exactly how much power Mud Slap is, but... Or I'm probably doing more damage with... Or I'll need to call you. I do feel like it's a little unnecessary that you basically get 3 notifications for reverse mode. It's like, 1 for reverse mode activating, 1 for them hurting themselves in reverse mode, and 1 more for them being in reverse mode still. It's like, we get it, they're in reverse mode. The first notification was enough, really. This is actually the best option that I have against it, annoyingly enough. That would have been super effective if this was Gen 6 or later, but it's not. I am glad they nerfed Steel types, because, yeah, they resisted way too many things here. They're still really, really good, but you know, I'm also glad they buffed Steel offensively as well, because it was a terrible offensive type before Fairies came around. I mean, Metagross used Meteor Mash, but that was really the only Pokemon that ever seriously used Steel moves back in Gen 3. And it was only because Meteor Mash was just that powerful. Level 19, nice. Fake Tears. Like I said in Teddiursa's bio, this is actually not a bad move to teach. I don't need Lick anymore now that I have more reliable status users. I probably will be getting rid of Refresh later on, which is sad because it is an XD exclusive move and you can never relearn it. So I don't like deleting those, but it's not that good for Teddiursa. Especially when it evolves, you actually don't want to be curing status. Yeah, trying to intimidate us there, but no, we will not be intimidated. We'll do whatever we can to save Pokemon. Yeah, it's even worse though. Oh hey, Crane joined. That's cool. And Spheal is now ready for purification. It's kind of funny to get a notification there. I think I'll keep you for a bit. Switch back to Lavertine. And a Leaf Stone. If you've got the Seedot from earlier and you're planning on using that, you'll want to hold on to that Leaf Stone. It's important, well, it's necessary for its evolution. Now, you also want to make sure that you are healed up before you try and escape from here. Now, I forget if you can access the other healing machine before this or not. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, hey, also has an item. Please let that be a Super Potion to replace the one I just used. Burn Heal. Insert meme here. Okay, I guess theoretically you could go all the way to the healing machine now. And in fact, that's not a bad idea. I might as well do it. So I'll see you back here. Hey look, I've got the escape professor with me! And he doesn't care. So, it is a bit of effort, but I would definitely recommend healing before going to the elevator. Because... Yep, here is Lovrina herself, here to confront us. No, in fact, I think I will disturb you. That line also brought to you by Lane Comebacks Incorporated. So now we finally get an indication of what XD001 is. You know, I hope Naps gets out of here. I kind of feel bad for the guy. And that would be really, really terrible for us. Well, now we know why they wanted an expert on purification. It's only our first prototype. Who knows what other ones they have planned. No. I just like to take a moment to say, I love this song so much! Even though it's on a really short loop, this is one of my favourite songs in this game. I would just always relish listening to this every time I play this game. This song is just so good! It's actually kind of based on the song from the opening movie of Pokemon Colosseum, now that I recently played that. Anyway, this is Lovrina. She is basically Venus Jr. So she loves to use annoying status moves just like Venus did back in the first game. Beautifly is not a particularly weak Pokemon for this point in the game though, so don't underestimate it. Lovedisk though, no matter when it is in the game, is always pretty weak, so let's underestimate it all we want. Tackle! Yeah, that's a great move. Still a little worried about that Beautifly though. Lovrina also tends to be one of the more memorable characters in this game to a lot of people. I mean, it makes sense, she is the first Cipher Admin you fight. Ow! Yeah, remember what I said about Beautifly being surprisingly strong for this point in the game? But also just, her character is really interesting too. The fact that she seems like a ditzy Valor girl, but there's a lot of implications that she's not only a lot smarter than she seems, she's also far scarier. You especially see it in her battle intro pose, but like, it's just interesting. Like, Lovrina is very subtly terrifying, and I guess it's something that a lot of people remember about her. I mean, the implications of the fact that she was the one who created the Shadow Lugia. She came up with that idea. That should say something. Anyway, Roselia. Well, that's another good Pokemon for Flareon to be fighting. Glad that Beautifly is out of the way. Because it's actually, like I said, surprisingly tough at this point in the game. Also, Shroomish survived that turn, which is something that I wasn't expecting to happen. Yeah, let's go for Ember on you and Mega Drain on you. Haven't seen you use any status moves so far, which is kind of strange, but, I mean, she usually likes to imitate Venus. Not so much at this point in the game, though, because her movesets are still kind of bad. I thought that wouldn't want a KO. Roselia looks so tiny in this game. Well, that is a status move, but it's not one with guaranteed status. But for the AI, it might as well be. Well, didn't get it there, though. I still really love this music. It plays for all area leaders on Mount Battle too. I'd often go to Mount Battle just to hear this song, back when I was first playing this. Delcatty! And, of all things, this is our first boss Shadow Pokemon. It's kind of underwhelming, but don't underestimate it. It is the first Shadow Pokemon that we're seeing so far that has Shadow Rush. Shadow Rush has changed a bit since I think I want to send Maripin. Oh, yeah, and obviously the healing machine doesn't cure reverse mode, because I want to paralyze it. But, yeah, it has changed since Colosseum. Shadow Rush, which we might be seeing in a second. Yep, there it is. This is going to hurt if it hits Flareon. Yeah, well, but it hurt a bit less than I thought. Shadow Rush is still a physical move, but it's now 55 power rather than 90. But in Colosseum, it was neutral against everything. It is now super effective against everything, so it's effectively a 110 power move. It also no longer has recoil, so that's actually good for you, because it means that Shadow Pokemon can't carry themselves with it. Shadow Rush is one of the few moves that change power within a generation. But it is essentially two completely separate moves in this game as compared to Colosseum. Might as well send Carvanha in. And I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave. So yeah, it might be obvious, but Shadow Pokemon are very helpful in boss fights because they're great at resisting the opposing Shadow Pokemon, essentially. It's funny, I was worried for a second about running into Lovrina now because I thought there was a Shadow Pineco in the lab, but now that I think about it, the Shadow Pineco is later. I probably shouldn't have spoiled that, but anyway. There are a lot of Shadow Pokemon in this game, by the way, more than double the amount of Pokemon available in Colosseum, so spoiling one is probably not that much of an issue. Gonna go for a double blitz here. Yeah, it barely does anything, but... Oh. Oh, hey, my Carvanha is female, didn't notice that before. And that Delcatty is male. That's actually rare. I think Skitty is a 75% female species. Well, it still hits kind of hard when it's a critical. I should probably call you out of reverse mode. I mean, I could throw a Great Ball now, but as mean as it is, I don't think this thing deserves a Great Ball. I mean, Delcatty is decent at this point in the game, but it's going to drop off in usefulness very, very quickly. As a boss Pokemon at this point, Delcatty is kinda tough, but it's not really all that bad. Like, you noticed before that even with its super effective Shadow Rush, it's still not doing that much damage. And to Shadow Pokemon, it does even less. See, that's still Carvanha, that has some of the worst defenses in all of Pokemon, and it still barely did anything. Carvanha, stop! 3 times! Wow! You're going to become the new kick face of this playthrough, aren't you? I kind of want you to keep hitting Carvanha, because that's going to damage you a little bit with rough skin. I think I hit slightly hard with Shadow Blitz, so I'll have you attack, and I'll have you throw the Pokeball. I think I'll just start throwing Pokeballs now. If things get really desperate, I'll use a Great Ball, but I really don't think I need to. Delcatty is not that tough. 1, 2, 3. Delcatty gets! Like I said, not that tough. Yeah, our first boss Shadow Pokemon is Delcatty. And admittedly, Delcatty is kind of okay early on, but it will really, really drop off quickly. Its really only saving grace is starting out with Shadow Rush and Shadow Wave. It's the first thing that gets Shadow Rush, but very soon we'll have better Pokemon that have that. The main thing that holds Delcatty back is its stats are atrocious. A base stat of 70 is considered low for a fully evolved Pokemon. And that's Delcatty's best base stat. That should tell you something. For level up moves, oh wait, Delcatty is technically a stone evolution, so it doesn't get any. The best you can do is pay the move relearner for Sing, because Sing is actually alright. Well, as a normal type, Delcatty at least learns a whole bunch of TMs. Actually, its TM move pool is kind of small by normal type standards, and just about all of them are useless due to Delcatty's terrible stats. For tutor moves, at least Delcatty gets Thunder Wave. This is something that not a lot of things get, outside of Pokemon that already learn it naturally. It also has Icy Wind, so I suppose it's an okay supporter? Oh right, I forgot to go over its starting moves. Well, they're nothing too special. Attract is not reliable, and Shockwave is, it's not exactly the best either with your special attack only being 55. Secret Power will not hit very hard for a base attack stat of 65, and as your XD exclusive move, well, it's a new one, Sweet Kiss. You can combo this with Attract, and you can even combo this with Thunder Wave for a Parafuse Attract combo. But that's really the best Delcatty has any hope of doing. Like I said, it may serve you well early on, but it drops off in usefulness very, very quickly thanks to its atrocious stats. And so we have defeated Lovrina, our first boss fight in this game. It's funny, we're strong through a combination of Pokemon they provided for us. So, thank you, Cipher employees, for that. So, yeah, Master Greevil is pretty much their boss. Interesting that we're already hearing of the boss this early in the game. Well, actually, most of the fandom would say yes to that, considering how much they love it. And she runs away. Funny how you don't actually battle that dude. Don't know why I suddenly called him a dude, but anyway. She dropped an item. Yes, yes, we do. But first, I want that item. No, please don't. Thank you. Hey, look, a data ROM. We had one of those in the last game, at this same location. Yeah, Cipher has not learned from their mistakes at all. Not at all. Yeah, they're still idiots, as always.